right, so we haven't recorded in a while. I think the last one we did was about all of the various...
Is it TV shows?
Yeah, it was a TV show.
It was TV shows.
And we had promised that we would record one about your Halloween event.
I kind of talked about it a little bit.
That was before... We recorded before the event.
Was that even beforehand? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, all right. So the event, I mean, man, we got to actually talk to other people who were there. It was a total cluster schmutz, which is kind of what I wanted. I wanted it to be intentionally confusing so people could socialize and interact with each other. But, yeah, it was a game that I put together where everybody got a role and a mask. And if you were wearing your mask, then that meant that you were in the game. Meaning if you took it off, then you were free to just wander around the party and do whatever. But people got different roles, like there was a police officer, there was a thief, there was a priest, and then roles started to get a little more enigmatic and cryptic, like there was an exorcist. I'm trying to remember what some of the other ones were. But the idea was everybody had something to foil one another. Everybody had their own goal at this Halloween party. And it ended up that Keaton, who got the thief, ran away with it. Her whole job in the game was to grab little gems that we counted as money. And for every single gem that she got by the end of the game, it was worth 1 point. She had like 430 points by the end of the game because she was just sneaking around and like snatching stuff when nobody was looking.
Oh, what a hoe.
And the big thing about that game was I told people, like, hey, you can't show people your actual roll card. You cannot show it to them. You can tell them what it is. You can lie, cheat, steal, whatever you want to do to get your objective. And she was real good at lying, cheating, and stealing.
Wow.
She just absolutely wrecked that game to the point where I was the moderator, so I wasn't really playing, but I had to step in a couple times. And I ended up trying to get multiple other characters to kill off her character because she was winning so hard. Because I heard her clinking around when she was walking. I heard the little gems clinking, so I'm like, she's winning.
Oh my god.
And like 3 or 4 murder attempts on her character failed. So she super wrecked it and knocked it out of the park. And then the rest of the day was just snacks and movies and spooky stuff. It was a really good time.
You know, in that case, maybe we will have to do a follow-up to that with an interview with, like, Patty and Keaton or something.
Yeah, we really should.
And Rosie.
Everybody that was there had a different viewpoint of what the game was like for them. Everybody took away something different from it, which is awesome.
So that was the last bit of, you know, our ongoing events for 2022. We've kind of slowly rolled into the holidays because we both got super busy. Mike got real busy with his Etsy sales, with people trying to buy Christmas presents and whatnot, and I got super busy with work. And so we kind of thought, you know what, let's just, you know, put a feather in that cap and just call it a year. And then we couldn't call it a year, but we'll circle back to that in a second. But as we are coming into the new year now, we're going to just do a recap of highlights from 2022 for Trash Goblins, Inc.
Oh, man. It's always, like, the biggest highlights are always the conventions for me. Seeing all the weirdos and meeting up with all the nerds is always, like, the big thing that makes my heart most happy. And getting more people to join in on our goofy shenanigans was a huge deal. Like having Michael join and my sister and Rosie to get more involved in it was a really great time. So
just a quick wrap, the like events that we attended this year were ASEN, PAX East, Georgia Ren Fair, Bristol Renaissance Fair, in I guess technically Wisconsin. Kenosha. C2E2, Dragon Con, and then Mike did a Halloween event for at Trash Goblins HQ.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a lot. That was a lot. And we added a bunch of new people this year that had not previously attended stuff with us. So like Rosie has been around, but this year her and her sister got way into costume, which was cool because like her sister did cosplay, but Rosie had not previously.
Yeah, and Silly had only done a little bit of cosplay. It wasn't anything like major. I think this was the first time they did proper, like, we are actual characters from a thing.
Yeah,
And,
yeah.
and ever since then, ever since that C2E2, they've been talking about costumes like what we want to do for next year, what we want to do for this con or that con. It's really adorable.
Speaking of which, my cousin Chris came with us again this year. Technically, last year was his first one. It was like a year ago, December.
Yeah.
And then now it's become a family annual event. He brought his sister and her family in this year, Amanda, Tyler, and Brian. So then as they were leaving C2E2, Brian was already like, what are we doing next year?
Yeah.
So that's another whole set of people, family members, etc., that are now part of the Trash Gobs family. Alyssa and Dan had a kid this year.
They did.
So that's another. We got a mini Gobby now.
New little cabbage.
Who will be attending his first C2E2 in March. But more on that in a minute.
Y'all.
Who else? Sam and Anna. I mean, Anna was already a Trash Goblin staple. Like, as far as I'm concerned, she's like very near a founding member.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because she's your sister and has no choice, as the website indicates.
Well, she's also like the creative muse for a lot of our stuff, too.
Sam kind of started coming around a year ago when we did our Halloween party, our HQ thing, but...
He's another one that I kind of consider, like, he's definitely his own person, but he's also, like, Anna's biggest cheerleader and all of our biggest... Like, he's just, like, the quiet, cool dude in the background that puts out good vibes, which makes all our events way better, to be honest. Plus, he's, like, he cooked for last year's Halloween and this year's Halloween event. He did a great service to us.
Dang it, Gamork. We have lots of animals in this room trying to get our attention right now by scratching on a poster that I bought at C2E2, actually. Oh, goodness.
What is that back there? The neon stuff?
It's the neon one, yeah.
Yeah, those are cool.
Yep. We added some of my high school buddies, Keaton and Patty. We're trying to get Kaiser, but she's been mum's the word so far. We'll see we see if we can get her in 2023.
Yeah.
And Michael, our friend that came to Dragon Con with me.
Absolutely. Our spontaneously regenerating friend at every C2E2, he just kind of pops out of a hole in the ground and is like, hey, and finds us with no GPS tracking or anything. He just arrives.
I know,
and
almost because his navigation is so good.
Yeah. And he's just been kind of like a big part of the backbone of every time we've gone to C2E2 for years now. And finally got him to join up proper.
And now he's been coming to our home brewed events, and he came with me to Dragon Con. And he does the same thing there, you know. I tested him. Like, there are a couple times where he went to go get a beer or something, and I wandered away with a new group of friends, and he was like, the heck, where did you go? And he's texting me, and I'm like, over by the thing and the place and the stuff. And mind you, we're both intoxicated, and sure enough, 5 minutes later, he shows up. I'm like, see, I was not worried that you would find me. He was like, what the fuck? Yep. And I was like, well, I mean, was I wrong?
He is. He's kind of the ranger of our group.
He definitely is the ranger.
Aragorn's the hell out of it.
Definitely the ranger of the group. So new members, lots of events. We started a website and a podcast.
Yeah, really, really good one. If y'all haven't seen the website yet, go boogie over that. Whoop.
By the time this is released, I will be eyeballs deep, I'll say, in revamping a lot of it for forthcoming plans and things.
Eyeballs deep.
Well.
Oh, that's real good.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's so much content on there. There's so much crap that we're just kind of slowly And again, we're still finding our feet, so we're just enjoying throwing a bunch of random crap at the wall and seeing what sticks. And that website, Nikki has put so much freaking work into it. There's so much cool stuff there, and it leads to a lot of our I don't know, what would you call them? Collaborators, cohorts,
yeah.
People that are not quite trash goblins yet, but artists and creative people and smart people that are just really wonderful and deserve to be shown off.
We're gonna work. I think that's gonna be a goal for 2023 also, is to work on that portion of it, the networking portion of it. Because I mean, ultimately that's what we are, right? We're a community of people, and we want to like bring in all the other people. So I'm going to work on sort of our community space a little bit more, and sort of the recommendations end of things. Like, we have like a God Fam general thing stand-in for now, and I think there's like one or two people that I had put on there, but we need to develop that more. And And also, one of the things we talked about for podcast future is to have more interviews or have more of the gobbies on the podcast so y'all can find out who they are,
Yeah.
what they do, because it's, we enjoy talking to y'all, but also all the other people that are part of this group do really cool stuff.
We have a delightful group of weirdos that
And not
are
just
connected with us.
not just nerdy and like artistic stuff, but like also very relevant, important, like socially conscious things, and are involved in like not-for-profits and whatnot. So
Yeah, the common thread is community all the way across the board.
yeah, definitely. So that's on the horizon for next year as well. But in terms of 2022, yeah, we had a one hell of a year. And we had the I guess the creation of our looking for group flag, which
Yeah.
was a huge hit at
That
Dragon
was
Con.
Yeah, I think that was a big. You're right. That was like a huge milestone. That's the banner that we take with whenever we go to a con now, and it's just like a beat up trash banner that says "Looking for Group" and then it says "Trash Goblins" on the back. It's basically just a big bright yellow flag to get people to come and hang out with us and enjoy each other's company. And it's been especially was a huge thing at Dragon Con, I'm told.
Yeah, well, for anybody who's been to a crowded event full of people, like concerts especially, if you've been to any kind of festivals or anything, like people will have what they call a friend finder. So they'll like stick something up in the air, and that's the way that their friends can locate each other in a crowd of people. And at the cons, it's not so crowded, and there are more like relational points. Like you can say, oh, by this booth, or just to the left of the whatever stage, or whatever the thing is, in order to like find each other in a sea of people. But like when you're at a concert or at a huge, especially like a festival concert, like you're just in a sea of people. There's no way to find each other. And so people will use those things in those scenarios to kind of like locate one another. And it occurred to me that we needed something like that for cons, so that we were able to more easily find each other, but also so that other people can identify us. So that if people who are on our website or doing things are looking for us at a con, they can just look for the flag instead of having to spot whatever costume we're wearing, especially as that changes. I don't know that, if people walked and found us like in daily life, I don't know that they would recognize us.
Yeah, right.
I'm
very often covered in a giant purple and orange bobblehead, so.
And I'm getting in more and more into prosthetics, so it's like very tricky, and like, wigs and whatnot, so like I don't look, like even day to day, I don't look like myself. So I was like, all right, we need something for people to be able to identify us. And we brought it to C2E2, but it was more like it stayed packed up. And then when we sat around, usually around the yard, we may pull it out.
Yeah.
But Dragon Con, I just had it out the whole time. And then and whenever I got to a standing point, I would put the post in and let it hang out. But otherwise, I was just waving that thing, carrying it around all day. And it was so fun. It was the most fun. And then my friend Caitlin carried it for a while. That was also super fun. But
I like that, the torchbearer routine.
Yeah.
You get it for a while. Now you get it for a while.
Yeah. And then occasionally I would just stand around in a place by myself in front of the sign, and people would just like confusedly come up to me and ask me about it. And I was
That's
like,
what we want.
Here's a coin. Take that. Hold
Yeah.
on to it. Find us on our website. But which now, by the way.
Yep.
So I guess that brings us like pretty far into announcements. So, as I mentioned, we had been giving away coins at all of our events this year that people could find us at. They're little wooden goblin, like little wooden coins.
Ditto boblims.
That thing, right there, the thing. Little
Wooden goblin
Thank
coins. That we hand out for if people find us or if they're interested in what we're doing, we give out a little Trash Goblins coin, and we've been telling people like hold on to them because they'll be currency for something later on, and now we're starting to actually produce and define what those things are going to be.
So we have at least the beginnings of that up on our website right now. If you found a coin, you get some swag. What is the swag, you ask? We're not telling. We're still working through kind of our surprise swag for anybody who got a coin this year. And then we also will be giving away free swag to anybody that subscribes to our website by the end of the year. So this is going to be released December 30th. You will have like a little over 24 hours to get your shit together and subscribe on our website, trashgoblinsinc.com, in order to get more free swag.
There is also a little preview of the types of things you may procure in these. If you look at our Instagorps or our Facebooks, we have just a couple of pictures of the possibilities of stuff that are in there. But really, it is all over the place. It's artwork that we have made. It's little tchotchkes. It is possibly game keys for playing games on Steam. All sorts of stuff. Little board games, etc., etc. Basically, all the weird crap we found under Yuckmouth's bed that we tried to clean out.
So that's actually for the mystery bags.
Oh, are we not doing that just for... I thought we were doing it for both.
For the coins, too?
Yeah.
The coins, not subscribers, though.
Oh, yeah. Subscribers is different. Never mind.
Yeah. So, to clarify, new subscribers get free swag. Coin holders also get free swag, but you also get like little trinkets and odds and ends stuff and artwork potentially and cool things. You get cool things. Those will in the future, moving forward, be good for either items on our in our Trash Goblin store. Haha, another announcement. We have a store now on our website. So they can either be used to purchase things in the store. We'll have rotating items that are for coins only. And first person to claim is the first person to get it. And then we will also have deals like 20 however many % off of items with those coins. So if you have those coins and you did hold on to them, just be aware, like, you can look for stuff on our website and potentially use it to purchase things, and or you can use it for, percentages off of things in the future. Okay, so hold on to them and look for more in the future in 2023.
I also wanted to say those coins are going to be extra valuable if we're at conventions and you see us in person. And
yes,
we will have stuff to give out immediately for those coins. You don't have to worry about shipping or waiting for stuff in the mail. And you're going to get more unique stuff if you see us in person.
Facts. And I also mentioned our mystery bags. So that was sort of our last minute, like, we need to do something before the end of the year. And also just kind of realizing that we have a lot of inventory from our various shops and, things that we've done over the years and over time. And we've accumulated too much trash. And so we need to clear some out before acquiring more trash. So, and it's not trash. It's really not trash. We keep advertising it as trash. I'm a little worried that people think they're going to get spent soda cans and
trash
nail files.
Yeah, trash is absolutely a term of endearment. Although there are shiny rocks in the possible trash.
Yeah, that's true.
Anything a goblin would enjoy is part of it, I think.
So the mystery bags right now are holiday mystery bags. There's nothing really holiday themed about them, apart from the fact that you're getting them for the holiday flash deal. And we have them, I think, at it's like $15, $25, and $40 or something like that.
Yep.
And that includes shipping, so shipping is not separate. And in the future, after the holiday, we will have whatever is left in our inventory for those. We will still be selling. So, but we're going to sell them in person. We will not be selling them online after the holidays. And we will announce more about that and how that will work after the holidays. But for now, you still have 24 to 30 hours to purchase your own Trash Goblins mystery holiday bags. Complete with all kinds of art and tchotchkes and stickers and stuff that are all made by Trash Goblins, by the way.
That's the stuff I was talking about earlier. Well, there's some stuff in there that might not be made by us that are just things that
collectibles
we
and
think
things.
are really awesome.
Or just really cute. Or just really helpful.
Right.
But yeah, that's our that's our end of the year announcements. So we got the Trash Goblin store open on the website. We have holiday mystery bags for sale right now. If you subscribe to the website before the end of the year, including everybody that has already subscribed, you will be getting free swag once I find you all and get your mailing addresses. And oh, the coins, yeah, and the coins. If you turn them in person, you will get cooler swag, and if you send them to us or you send us evidence of one that you want to turn that in now, then we will also give you swag, but cooler swag in person.
Yeah, and all this info will be on the website, so it'll explain how that little trading system works.
Yep. And we will, after the holidays, we will have merch on our website, so you can buy a couple little things that we will have available. That's it for our announcements. So, yeah, 2023.
2023, we were talking about what were going to be the most important things for us to get done during the course of the year. We love doing the cons, we love doing the cosplay, but we have so much cosplay already that we kind of neglect. Like, there's a lot of things that we already have that we don't pull out a lot of, or stuff that we want to fix up. So we're probably not going to do any new outfits, maybe the Avatar stuff. But we're probably going to work on refining a lot of our old outfits and trying to gather more people in to do cosplay stuff with us, do more group cosplays, collective cosplays. But we're deciding on big goals for the year, and one of the huge ones is working on games, which is something we've wanted to do since the very beginning. So there's a specific game, and also talking about the coins and subscribers, there's a specific game I'm making for the Trash Goblins theme, I guess. And it's going to be little wooden stand-ups, and they will be not sort of kind of a miniatures game, but I'll explain more on the website, you'll see. But subscribers and coin holders will get access to unique expansion packs for the game that nobody else can get unless you're a subscriber or have a coin. So that's going to be one of the new things that's going to be our main goals for the year coming up. And then there's another game or two, if we can get those, if we can get the main one up and running and people are actually playtesting them and giving us feedback on them, then there's another game coming down the pipe. There's like 14 games that are ready to be built and put together. There are 4 or 5 that are almost ready to produce, honestly. But tying that into running events where people play test with us and just hang out, or get chances to get rare or exclusive content for the games without looking at this as like a DLC business model microtransaction thing. We don't want to we're not looking to make tons of money or anything like that. We're not making to look bucks. We just want to provide people with a weird thing they can't get anywhere else, basically. And that's also leading us into more events that we want to do.
Right. So and actually, now that he mentioned it, it is an important point to clarify that the money that we are making, any money that we make on commissions or on the mystery bags or on events or any of that stuff, all of that just goes basically to fund us doing this stuff.
Yep.
Because all this crap costs a lot of money.
Yeah, it goes back into the website, or it goes back into paying for our Google services or whatever else.
Yeah, our freaking drives for all of our pictures and all of our stuff, and honestly, just the amount that we pay to maintain the websites and things is a silly amount of money. So anything that we make is not really us making money. It's all going to be funneled back into content. We are probably going to register as a not-for-profit by the end of the year, just so that that's an official thing, so people don't have to be like, oh my god, they're taking my money. No, right. we don't know. It's not about that at all.
And once that happens, we'll have access and ability to do more community-oriented things.
Right, and
on a proper channel.
We'll also be able to give precedent to our subscribers and give them curated content for them and that kind of stuff. But we're not there yet. In the meantime, we're trying to find a way to make things more community oriented, particularly in a time where people are afraid to people in person sometimes.
Yeah.
So, in addition to going to cosplay events and doing that sort of thing, we are trying to expand out and do more board gaming stuff, and use our kind of sister operations, Lords of Board, and some of our other things to start to gather gaming nerds
Yeah.
a little bit more and start playtest groups. So if that's something of interest to you and you're in the Chicagoland area or the Atlanta area, please contact us. We would love to have more playtesters for the games that Mike is creating. Our friends are like starting to lose our phone numbers. Okay.
Also, just a little more explanation about Lords of Board in particular. It's a thing that we were doing years ago now, where we would collect people and do events like one of them was guerrilla gaming, like Guerilla, not gorilla like the ape. But like we would infiltrate a place where we weren't necessarily supposed to play board games, and we would play board games until we got kicked out. So we would infiltrate the hidden portions of the Harold Washington Library downtown in Chicago, or random places that we shouldn't necessarily be. But then there's also a whole social aspect to the Lords of Board situation where we've created houses for the ways that people play games. So there's like a house for people that like building games and co-op. There's a house for people that like intrigue and suspense, and there's a house for people that like friendly rivalries. And it sort of builds this fun rivalry, binding together, Hogwarts house feeling for people that join in on it. But there's a whole lot of possibilities for that, and bringing it into Trash Goblins seems like the perfect match. It's exactly the kind of socialization and goofy game stuff that we want to do. So we'll be focusing a lot more on that.
And in gaming in general, right? Because we're like also looking to start trying to do more live events.
Yeah.
Or not live events, yes, live events, but also live streaming events. So we're looking into Twitch, we're looking into other ways that we can do this. But one of the things we're trying to do, in addition to having our podcast, is having the Yuckmouth Media come out a little bit more and start to do more things. We'd like to do some little web series with Yuckmouth, featuring Yuckmouth. We want to maybe occasionally have live streams of just working on stuff, like, kind of like co-creative spaces for anybody else that's just like, yo, I'm working on stuff and just want to talk to some people. Maybe we can get a Discord or a Twitch channel going for something like that. We are, and also for like Dungeons and Dragons and role-playing stuff, right? Because Mike is, oh my gosh, all the other DMs, friends of mine are going to kick my butt. But Mike is... I have so many right now. Mike is my most favoriteest DM, and he is a super creative person, and if you've met him, you know that. But also just like his ability to work shit out on the fly in the middle of a game and just like come up with stuff, at the drop of a hat is an unrivaled talent.
In fairness, I've been technically DMing since kindergarten, where I would sit under the tree at recess and make up stories for my goofy friends in like a choose your own adventure style. So I got a couple years under my belt, considering I'm like 400 or 500 years old now.
That's fair. He is a treant.
Yeah.
So that's, in general, I think we're going to pivot a little bit away from cosplay this year, or we're going to get all of our cosplay up very soon in the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And then a lot of the rest of the year is going to be focused on more gaming-oriented events. So again, if that applies to you and that's your jam, please subscribe. Please hit us up on the website, and please let us know, because we're not going to open those things up to the public. They will be for members only. And so you won't hear about them unless you subscribe and contact us, and we have vetted you, because obviously we're not going to let strangers into our house.
Right.
Yeah, what else? Let's see.
Want to talk about March?
Yeah.
March is a big deal, y'all.
We're going to just get all of our cosplay out in 1 month is apparently what's going to happen this year. So we were invited to be guests at Fandom Fest, which is at the Bartlett, Illinois Library on March 4th.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a 1 day small con, and it's our first official invitation to be part of a con as a featured guest, which is really cool for us. We got into all the website and all the things just so that we would have the ability to do that, and again, mostly so that we could offset some of the costs of doing these things. And also just to network and meet other people. So it's really cool that we got asked to do that. So there will be a handful of us there on March 4th. Mm-hmm. Again, that's at the Bartlett Library. It's called Fandom Fest. 2 weeks later, or 3 weeks later, is PAX East.
Yep. Is PAX East before or after
It's
C2?
before.
Okay.
It's March 23rd through the 26th.
Yeah, so I'll be going out to PAX East, possibly with Rosie, and we'll be doing that super huge game nerd convention. So that's in Boston, and we'll be visiting with our friend Nick, who will be doing content for us at some point. He was ready to go this year, but we ended up just not having any scheduling connections. But our friend Nick, who lives out in Boston, is the one who hosts us, and he's amazingly talented, creative, super good at writing, super good at podcasting, and just funny as all hell, honestly. So I want to get him more involved, and so I think PAX East is going to be our big introduction to him and his shenanigans. He and I went to college together at St. Andrews. I was only there for a semester out in North Carolina, but we were instant friends, and we bonded over like playing old DOS games and old computer games, or old graphic novels and stuff. And we just kind of, when we're sitting together, we just kind of hit this vibe of like, you know about this? Oh, no, I know about this too. And we just, it's this bizarre tornado of nerd stuff that never stops coming, and it's really damn funny. So I hope you guys enjoy that whenever we start kicking that off. And then afterwards is...
The week after
Yeah.
is C2E2. I wish C2E2 would go back to December where it belongs, but I understand. But yeah, so the week after PAX East is C2E2. So Mike is going to be very, very, very tired by the end of all that.
So what else is new, though?
Yeah.
Honestly, you're lucky I'm awake right now.
That's so true. C2E2 is March 31st through April 2nd. And that is going to be our last con for the year.
Yeah.
We're going to be done then. I mean, we'll probably do, like, I'm sure that I will go to the Georgia Ren Fair, and I'm sure that we will go to Bristol.
Right.
Because that's, like, a thing. But we may or may not do it at an official Trash Goblins capacity. We may reach out to our subscribers to let people know ahead of time, but we're not going to do any, like, group trying to meet up or anything like that for those. It becomes too hectic with all the people.
Also, I just kind of like meeting people out in the wild, and being
absolutely.
like, so it's only official, quote unquote, air quotes, if until you come up to us and say, hey, you're Trash Goblins, I know you guys, you're Mike and Nikki, then it's technically official, because you know us and we know you, and then we're just gonna have a good time and do Trash Goblin stuff anyway.
And then that's our last thing. So Dragon Con at the moment is a big question mark. I'm not planning on going. I will say that. I'm not planning on going to Dragon Con. I will be hopefully competing in the Masters World Championship of Jiu-Jitsu that weekend in Las Vegas. So that is the plan as of right now. If I get injured or something happens and I can't, which is a very real possibility. I'm supposed to be competing a lot this year. Well, a lot for me is a couple more times this year, and there's a very high chance of injury and or just whatever from overtraining from other things. I'm gonna try to. Hopefully that will not happen, but the last couple times I've tried competing, it has happened. So the plan is to do that and not be at Dragon Con. But if I cannot do Masters Worlds, then I will probably go to Dragon Con.
And if you do end up like dying from your injuries or something, we'll just find some rando at a convention to fill your spot. So it's no big deal.
Yeah.
Same thing with me.
Getting pushed around at Dragon Con in a wheelchair doesn't sound terrible.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I really hope that guy at C2E2 is there again. There's that group that makes the costumes for the wheelchairs.
Oh yeah.
Those are so freaking cool. I gotta learn their actual name. I think about them every year. They do these. They make like overlays for wheelchairs and mobility devices that like turn your wheelchair into the Hogwarts Express or something like that. It's so freaking cool. So yeah, if you want to be intentionally crippled to get a cool Hogwarts Express, let me know.
Yeah, that's the plan for the events, like we said, then the rest of the year. And in the interim, we're going to try to work out more gaming type events and some live streaming stuff to tide everybody over. We'll still be podcasting. Um, and hopefully we can get Yuckmouth out soon.
Yuckmouth will be built. I promise.
Okay.
This I swear. Y'all should hold me accountable. I'm gonna do it. I promise.
I spent most of the day making schedules and task lists, and it's already on there. So.
Yeah. He should have been done a while ago, but every time I work on him, he starts to fight me, which makes sense because
He's a goblin.
he is a goblin. But
Yeah.
he'll be ready. He'll be ready to go.
Yeah, yeah. And then of course, like the other, apart from the gaming stuff and all that, the other big thing we're working on this year is just slowly working on more merch because we love swag. We are such swag hoes. We
Yep.
love it so much, and we want to give you all the swag. So we're trying to expand our merchdom.
Yeah. Man, there's nothing I like doing more than making wacky crap for people and just seeing people's faces light up when they see the goofy garbage that I've produced for them. So this is like the perfect outlet for that.
And I would love to, like, if people do recognize us, they come up to us at a con, they have a coin or whatever it is, or they just recognize us, to be able to, like, be like, here's a cool Trash Goblins pin. Or
Oh, heck yeah.
with Yuckmouth on it.
Yep.
So, those we already...
Yeah.
Nothing, tra-la-la.
Many secrets.
So yeah, that's hopefully more merch, all of the merch, all of the swag coming in 2023. We're working on some new service ideas too. Like we already been trying to get commissions. We've gotten a few. We're always working on that because there are so many more things that we would like to make than things we would like to wear.
Yeah.
That's just facts, man.
Yep.
There's like, I'm like, this looks awesome. I don't want to walk around in that all day.
Yeah.
So we would love to do more of that. Working on more possibilities for done, like DMing, and possibly being able to like work out a rent a DM situation of some kind. If you're looking, you have a group but none of you want a DM, or you just want to test something out, or you have one specific thing you're really trying to do.
I was working on building like a DM masterclass anyway, where it was just like teaching you whatever level you want. You got the fundamentals of DMing, you got the intermediate, and then the like heavy stuff, or like just the media for DMing and whatever. It's
We should definitely do that.
It's really fun. It's really fun to interact with people on that way, either teaching or collaborating with them. So that's something I would really love to do this year.
And the last bit of like new stuff we're working on is costume consulting. So we've realized that, as I said, there's a lot more stuff that we want to make than things we actually want to wear. We also realized that we are not the foremost experts on many different kinds of things in the cosplay world, because it is an expansive and exhaustive list of tasks and skills and stuff that you have to have, make, own, and be able to use. Like some of it is ridiculous, and I'm like, I'm not getting a vacuum sealer thing.
Yeah.
Like plastic vacuums. There's lots of things I'm not going to do, frankly. However, what we are great at is finding you the best costume on a budget.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to make it yourself. If you don't want to make it yourself, just go online and buy the crap, man.
Right.
But like, because seriously, making yourself is not cheaper. But if you want to have something that you make yourself, but you also know that you're not going to spend hundreds of dollars to do it,
right,
then we can basically guide you as to like what you need to know, where you need to look, things you need to have, and then we can point you to resources, videos, that kinds of stuff. Or for slightly more money, you can pay us and we'll scout the stuff for you and send you a care packet and some instructions for assembly. or for slightly more money, you can just commission us to make it for you.
Goblins for hire, baby.
Yeah. However, whatever level or scale, or say you think you can do most of it, but maybe there's a piece like a wig or something that you can't do and you can't figure out, and you've looked online, and the next person who's going to do it on a commission is like $400, and you're like, man, my budget's only like $50.
Yeah.
We can talk about it.
Right. Helping you out with the budget for cosplay and still looking awesome is kind of it's our nom de plume.
Yeah. Yeah. But also, Mike is a scavenger for real, like for life and for real.
Yup.
So we can also just like, we are accepting scavenging missions as well.
Yeah.
It's like, man, I really just like, there are things that I'm missing for this costume. I need something that looks like this, something that looks like this, and something that looks like this. Mike will be back to you in a week like, I got it. It was 50 cents.
The amount of thrift stores and like dumpsters that you can find me half in with my feet hanging out of is pretty regular occurrence. So I find amazing stuff all the time for pretty dang cheap. And if there's anything I've realized, it's that when you're doing cosplay stuff, the found items, the stuff that you can't make or the things you didn't think to make that you just find, often they make the piece. They really make like the biggest difference.
The alternative is like doing all the things in foam, and I am so strongly against that. I hate foam. I hate using, like, I've done a few things with it. I endeavor to get better at it, but I would rather find weird stuff.
Yeah.
And assemble it.
I feel like foam put together stuff has its own use, but it's for more either sci-fi or clearly more cartoony stuff or stuff like that.
Or I mean, like all the armor and whatnot. Like there's cool. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's way rad and cool stuff out there, but we're not your guy for that.
I was gonna say, yeah, I like to.
We can do it, but there are way more experienced people with that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and it's more fun to find the cool battle damaged, found object stuff and make it out of that stuff for us anyway.
For sure. Well, that's about it, I think, for all of the new things. Again, first of all, if you're listening to this, thank you for listening.
Thank you.
This has been a great year. I think we started this podcast in May of this year, and I appreciate every single person who's listened, subscribed, etc. to the website and the podcast. I can't wait to see what happens in 2023. We would love if y'all would like say something to us more. Yeah,
send us, even if it's just like some random thought that you want to discuss with us, or just something that you want to say, anything. It's a big help just to know what people are talking about and thinking about when they listen to us jabber on.
And questions, like cosplay questions or gaming questions. Mm-hmm. If you're a cosplayer, you're a board gamer, you're trying to DM your first game, like anything really in the nerdverse that you have questions about that isn't like, content specific. It's not, we're not here to answer Star Wars, Star Trek questions.
I am.
Well, okay. You can try.
We have our fingers in a lot of pies.
We give you.
Right.
You may not like that I keep saying Star Trek instead of Star Wars. I don't think I did it once in that.
Oh man, that Obi-Wan Kenobi in the Star Treks.
But yeah, please write to us whatever with your questions, with things you'd like to hear more about, things you don't like, whatever, we can take it. And we look forward to hearing from you or seeing you in 2023.
Indeed.
And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet to TrashGoblinsinc.com, get on there. You get free swag. It costs you nothing. And we, really all it is occasionally we send out letters and invitations to community events and things that other people will not have access to or find out about. So it's worthwhile to do it. And we hope you have a good new year.
That's pretty much it. We love you, our little dumpster bees.
Okay. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye. been a production of Yuck Mouth Media.